What's up, guys? This is Frenzy. I'm going to talk a little bit about the two balance changes that came out yesterday. So the creatures changed were the Zeke and the Scorpio. There's been, a lot of talk about the Scorpio for a very long time. Zeke was never really a big issue because of potion spam. Now that potion spam has kind of been nerfed, they decided to hit both of these right now. So I've played around a little bit with this new update kind of thing, and I've seen the Scorpio in action, but I haven't really seen the Zeke. So I'm just going to kind of give my first initial impressions. Zeke, they increased the cooldown of Spread Eagle specialization from 0.7 to 2 seconds. This seems a little bit overboard just looking at it objectively before I've even seen it at all. 0.7 to 2 seconds is a huge increase. I mean, it's over double the amount of time that they're pretty much just not doing anything, right? So for a creature who has almost no life, you have to have high DPS. So this feels kind of too much. I feel like in 2 seconds they're probably going to kill the Zeke, unless he's defended by a Defenatron. Then he might get off 2, maybe 3 volleys. That's about 1500 damage if they all hit. It is possible to dodge Spread Eagle, and I've gotten pretty good at it because of this new patch. That's just my initial take. I think that they probably, in my opinion, went the wrong way with this. I think they should have taken a look at the way that they nerfed potions instead of just addressing this directly. I think they should have done something where the amount of potions you have scales based on, the creatures in a castle, right? How many creatures are in a castle, the level of the castle, or the timer, or anything like that, the number of rooms. Anything like that, I feel like you could just have a few more potions, and people just get, in general, better at dealing with Zekes over time, just like they have with Scorpios. But this is the change that they made, so we're kind of past that already. I think it could be too much, but it might be okay. I'll have to play around with it a little bit more, and after I go through these, I'm gonna test it myself. So with the Scorpio, they increased the cooldown of his special attack, the Fatal Attraction, Pinstrike, and Punch Drunk, from 4 to 5 seconds. Not a huge change. I think it's pretty much fine. And this is all around a Scorpio change. Now at only tier 4 and above, they reduce the health at higher levels. Now I do have to say that when you go and look at the tooltips of the Scorpio's health, and before this actually took place, it felt like the Scorpio had about double the life that was actually on the tooltips. And there was really no reason not to use Scorpios. The only reason that there was the fact that their attacks can be dodged if you get good at it. If you have someone who's really good at dodging Scorpios, they can take 0 damage from a Scorpio. And it's going to be even easier to do that now, because there's more time in between. We'll have to figure out the timings again. Everybody that was good at dodging Scorpios kind of had that internal clock of when they were going to do their attack. So it'll be a little bit longer. You'll be able to get in 1 extra basic attack, or maybe 2. And then the reduced health, depending on how much they reduce the health, it could be good, or they could have went a little bit overboard. I've already played around with it. I think maybe they went slightly overboard on the reduced health, and I wouldn't even mind it. Just you're on kind of a tightrope walk when you're messing around with the units that are working right now, that people are using, because there's not really that many of them that work. That's the main issue. As I wish, accompanying with these changes, they made some balance changes to the Smelly Warrior, to maybe Cyclops before rank 7 or something like that. Made changes to, I wouldn't say Smelly Archers, I think they're fine. I don't know, just other units in general, like the Battering Ram. There's a lot of units that we just have that are just sitting there. Nobody really uses them. And when they do use them, they don't do anything special. So I'm going to jump into the game. Let me take that off. Go to defend. I already have a Zeke on Spread Eagle set up right here. And then I'll go through and I will test out this Scorpio as well, just to see how the changes affect things in my own castle. Just really quickly do a little run through here. And I'll kind of give my changes after I've seen them to this point. So let's see how fast this guy actually fires. So as you can see, I guess a knight is really the main issue with this. Now this doesn't, when I said that, initially I said this was going to be too much of a change, this actually doesn't seem like it's that terribly different to me. I think if you're enraged, you're still going to be shooting quite fast. I don't think this is actually that big of a change now that I see it in action. So I think it's fine. It is possible to dodge these, as you guys can see. The problem is Knights can't really have that same, you know, dodging factor. They can stun lock Zeke's, but if there's a Defendatron, it makes it very difficult. You have to kind of use your mana instead of DPSing down the what do you call it? DPSing down the Defendatron. You'll have to use it to like punt away the Zeke as he's getting ready to fire and stuff, and that's actually easier to do with a headshotting Zeke rather than Spread Eagle. So I can see where the problem lies with the Spread Eagle specialization in Zeke. I think it's mainly Knights that are having the trouble with it, and not necessarily Archers, because I think Archers can dodge it pretty well. Now I'll just get through this guy, and we will get into the Scorpio and see how that was affected. Unfortunately, I didn't crit. Watch me die to my own Scorpio. Alright, we're good. But yeah, I don't think that was actually that big of a change now that I see it. So I don't mind that too much. The Scorpio, however, I have played around with a little bit. Normally a Scorpio would take about 4 to 5 crits at my level. Well, I guess probably not that many. It's hard for me to explain it. It's really just like the routine that I go through, right? I headshot, and I actually almost one headshot my own Scorpio. That never would have happened. A crit may have taken 1/4 of his life, at most, to a Scorpio. And right there, you saw it was literally just one auto attack. I did one headshot crit and an auto attack. So effectively, they've at least probably halved these Scorpios' lives. I think that's a little bit too much. I think we could have looked at maybe 1/3 or even 1/4 of the life off of the Scorpio, and I think that would have been a lot better. Just my 2 cents. I know a lot of people have like very strong opinions on the Scorpio and how OP it is, and I mean that's just my personal opinion of it. I guess if they're gonna stick with the same timer and the same like, I still don't. The timer's never going to work. They have to buff the timers and make it longer. I mean 610 or something for my timer. It's insane. I've seen like one person at level 28 get through it, and I haven't really redesigned my castle to take advantage of the timer because I think it's just absurd. So my thoughts are the Zeke, I think it's fine. The Scorpio, I think maybe a little bit too much, but if they leave things as is, I guess it's not that big of a change. But I really think there's other things that need to be addressed before we start really worrying about rebalancing all the units. I don't know, I don't want to say that because I do think certain units do need to get rebalanced, but the timers need to be addressed. Potions probably need a different way of working. I don't think 4 across the board, especially when we're getting up to like level 60 eventually, like when the game actually releases, at least level 60. Then how is that even going to be possible? You're going to have something like 16 rooms and all of them filled with monsters. Like, I don't see 4 potions being enough at that point. So I think they need to readdress potions and figure out how they're actually going to make it work in the long term for the game. But not too bad, I guess, for the changes. I'm a little bit indifferent. I think it's fine. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Just a short little video going over them, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.